It's Laura from Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures. Welcome to or back to my channel. Alice is done. I absolutely, simply love it. I love how it came out. Now these are loose because as if you're following me, you know that these are all going to go into a big folder. So for anyone who is new, thanks for joining my channel, and if you are here for the first time, you may or may not know that I am on Create with Scrimping Mommy's design team, and she is doing monthly journals all through the year, and so this is going to go in the next, I'm going to do them in quarters. So I already have my January, my February, and my March, and I got to get going because I can put my other ones in now too. So I don't worry about those being tight because it's going to get taken apart to get put in the quarterly journal anyway. But yeah, pretty. I feel like it's coming up back here, so I'm gonna have to do some damage control there. Yeah, must have been too wet, the glue or something. All right, but anyway, Alice is done, and I'm going to do a flip through, but I wanted to do one little project with you here before I do my flip through. So I made this to go over, you know, the top and sort of be a bookmark, but it flops around in there, and I didn't like it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use a paper clip. What can I do with this paper clip? And then I was like, wait, Amanda just did a video on how to do paper clips. So I'll link that one below as well. She'll have all her information down below, and for Alice, for her Ko-fi, and for her Facebook page. So head on over there because she's doing another, I think it's going to be an 8x8 on Alice. I can't wait for that. So anyway, she showed how to do these paper clips, and I'm like, how can I make this go in this? And then that would slip over the top. And I thought, ooh, wait a minute. If I take this, before I put that paper clip in and glue it, if I take this and fasten this in here first, and how am I going to do that? Well, I thought, let's just use some tape. And I'm just going to use some score tape, but it can't be wider. It can't be wider than the ribbon because I don't want it to stick, to glue this down. I have to pick one that's smaller. I think this will accommodate the ribbon, right? So what you want to do, since that's my crease, it's going to have to go on this side. And I don't think I need a whole lot of it because once that gets clamped together, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to pull out. So let's just give this a try. And, you know, if it doesn't work, I'll just scrap this video. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off a piece that would probably accommodate this space, right? So it's going to accommodate this space, but I'm going to put it on the ribbon first. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the ribbon. I'm going to cut a second one, and I'm going to put it on the ribbon, and then carefully making sure I'm not going over the edges. And I don't feel any sticky back here, but if I do, I can, when I take these sides off, I can always kind of smush it back up in there. So now I'm just going to do one side, just one side. I don't want to make it all wonky because I've already put the crease in there. Had I thought about this ahead of time, I wouldn't have creased it until after I did this. So I'm going to fold it for that crease, and I'm going to lay it right here in the center. Hope you can see that, because I don't want it to be wonky. And I'm going to smush that together, okay? So I have my one side on. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the other side off. And I can see there's a little hanging over. So I'm going to be very conscious to make sure I kind of use my finger to kind of bring that back up, or get some oil on it at least so it's not sticky. Then I'm going to fold this over this way, right? Okay. Yes, I think this is going to work. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue, as Amanda showed in her instructions. I'm going to glue all this. And you can also see I've inked the inside, because if I have a little white hanging out, you're just not going to see it. So let's get this inked up. Not inked up, glued up. I did the inking. One track mind. Okay, so there it is. And I think, did I do this right? I think it's going to work. All right, let's pick a page. Well, first of all, let's start going through the book. All right, and then I'll pick a page to put that in as I go along. So here's Alice, my September monthly. Here we go. All right. So here I have used one of my die cuts, and I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I used to make this journal. So I've used one of my die cuts. This came from the kit. This was a fussy cut from the kit. I then also used some ink. I had gotten my stamps out, and I used Game On. So you'll see that throughout. And then I used Sweet Story, and I'll show you that. I used Smoky Slate to do a lot of the inking, as well as Vintage Photo. I used Garden Green and Mary Marlowe for some of the stamping. So that's where you're going to see this. As I added some extra pages. So I've just added a tuck spot here, added a little stamp, a journal. I found this in my stash. I had cut it from, I think it was a calendar. So I'm like, oh, September, and September is my birthday month. Gonna be the big 6-0. I can't even believe it. All right, so here's the cards. I will link the video to this as well. I had taken playing cards and made Alice journal cards out of them, also following one of Amanda's tutorials. And then let's turn the page. This is just going to be notes, and I tried to use as much of like the ephemera and stuff that I could, because I wanted to pack it full, really full. I made this little Alice booklet, and this was by doing 2 to a page. I think I might go in and sew in a little signature. I don't know, but I think that would be cool to have a little signature too. Then I, again, used that Game On stamp, and I stamped a couple of journaling pages that could go inside there. And then, of course, I did my signature. If everything's out and you're just looking at the book, then everything's going to match up. I just love doing that. I don't know why. Because you can't see it once you put anything in there anyway. But I don't know. I love doing it. Anyway, here is the treasure cat. And if you, again, take everything out, here's Alice looking at the treasure cat. And then I just put the watch here. I just wanted to do more embellishing. I did a little Uno scorecard for journaling. This came in the kit. This came in the kit, and then here's one of the cards, journaling cards out of a playing card, the King. Because the Mad Hatter's the king. He's like the king of weird. So he's my favorite. He's my favorite character. All right, and then I did 2 to a page because I needed to print some of the dotties, but I didn't need a lot of them, so I thought, oh, I'll just do 2 to a page, and I had not printed this out for anything, so I'm like, oh, I'll just make journaling cards and print 2 to a page. So I used one of my die cuts to make this, and then of course I put some of the little embellishments on. And then these were, I don't know where these came from. I just had them. I was looking through all my stuff, so I just backed them for a little bit of journaling to put the tea time in there. Again, more embellishing. And then this one is the Mad Hatter Tea Party. And then that came from the kit. This was another cutoff that I needed the bottom of it. And so I thought, well, there's a journaling card. And I just backed it with some of the spots that I had. The dots, spots, dotties, spotties. Another card. So I had to use, you know, the Joker because I don't know. I just thought the rabbit was like, he's just kind of, and sometimes the Joker's just, so I used him. And then I put the Drink Me over here. Like I said, I was just trying to embellish the pages, and this is for journaling. On this one, I had this in my stash, so I just went ahead and covered the back, and that becomes a journaling. They never want to go in when you're filming. Get in there. Don't mess with me. Okay, I'm feeling giddy today. And then this, I actually have I found a Stamperia Alice, which I'm doing a couple different things with that for my craft shows. But yeah, I found that, so I'm like, okay, that can become journaling. This, I just made an extra one. As you could see when I pulled it out, I just made a second page. And then how I did this was I just took my oval, and you can do this with any of your dies if you have them, or you can just take a bowl and cut it, you know, put it there and cut it around. But I wanted a big pocket here, so I just took my die, put it in the middle, and just cut that part out. Then I did another, part of this grouping. Well, I know I did another one of these. Or did this come? Yeah, I did another one of these. And then it was too plain down here. And so I thought I'll just put some more little doodads in there. And these I just had in my stash. And then, of course, I did an Alice. I had to cover the back. Oh, I didn't ink that one. Get that inked up. And then over here, did I miss a page? No, more journaling. And then these ones, I just did the picture that's underneath. So I just cut it out for a side tuck and then glued it here. I found this in my stash. Not really sure where it came from, but you collect things from other sites, and sometimes some freebies you get from other Facebook pages and stuff, and that's probably where it came from. Those came from the kit. And then in my video process, I mentioned how I had never done a vellum before. So, yeah, I did vellum, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm not doing anything with that. And then this is the other side of that page where, again, I just cut out the other side and made a side tuck. I used my Game On stamp again with the Mary Merlot. These came with it. I did a little stamping on the pages. This came from Game On, and just a journaling spot. And then this one, I wanted to do this side tuck thing. So when you pulled it out, you could see the hole by Lewis Carroll, and I thought that was, I didn't want to cover that up. So again, some stamping. I'm glad I'm being able to use this stamp. I have some stamps I've never even used. And then these all came from the kit, and this was Alice A, Ace A for Alice, and these were the plain cards that are going to be in the video that I'm going to share. And then journaling. And then this one, just journaling, but I just didn't want to leave the page empty, so I used one of my die cuts just to sort of make it more interesting. One of the pockets from the kit, and then this came from Sweet Storybook. And this is, excuse me, where I stamped on the paper just to give it some character. And then Humpty Dumpty. Came from the kit. Here I again just printed another piece of paper so I could make a little tuck spot. This is a little journaling spot you can open, stamped at the top. These came from the kit. And the Mad Hatter journaling spot. Now this one is pretty cool, and it's a pocket, so when you bring it all out, it flows. Excuse me. And then I had this in my stash, so I just put Wonderful, a Alice card, but then this actually flips up. This was the paper I printed upside down, and I was able to use it. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect for this one. Then another journaling spot. This one is just a big pocket. Again, I just used the same paper. I didn't want to lose what was underneath of it. Or I didn't want to lose this by putting something else. So I just made a new pocket, and I made it tall because I wanted to keep out the whole picture. This came from my stash, so I just backed it. And again, another journaling card. I think this might have come from the one I messed up too. Not sure. You get going, you can't remember where everything came from. And then here we have Alice, and I put kind of all the elements here. Eat me, drink me. She's got the bottle in her hand, and then this is another little journaling, but I decided to use that mirrored image to sort of make it look like a top of the tag. So here we go. So that's the journal, and I didn't do anything with the back, but looking at it, I kind of want to make something that, I don't know, hourglass is that? I don't know. But I think I'd like to make something there where you can just put some little notes and stuff. So let's find a spot. Let's find a spot for Alice. Where do I want Alice and the rabbit? Should we want him in the you know what? Do I want him there? Maybe. So let's try this. No, I don't want it there. I want it, kind of want it here, but where do I want it over here? I can always fiddle with it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here, so I know that that's going to get me to my calendar. And yeah, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, this is funny. That's why it's not sticking. I forgot to put my paper clip in. Well, I'm not going to scrap the video, but I'm definitely going to make another one of these, and that's why it's not sticking in there. But it would stick in there tightly if I would have remembered to put my paper clip in. I was so excited, but that's going to work. Anyway, I'm going to get that fixed, and then, yeah, here's the journal. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you guys make a Alice journal. So thanks for joining me. Thanks if you're subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. And have a great day. Bye.